It is an amazing tour of the whole house. And I don't remember exactly what we were talking about, but it must have been something with the 2020 election, because I know he used the word lost. And I distinctly remember saying, wow, I never thought I'd hear you say that. He didn't get mad. He's much more self-aware than he lets on in public. Look, I get it. It doesn't matter who he is at a private dinner with a comedian. It matters who he is on the world stage. I'm just taking as a positive that this person exists, because everything I've ever not liked about him was, I swear to God, absent, at least on this night with this guy.
Hey everyone, my name is Lorenzo. Welcome to the Gameplay channel. Like, comment, subscribe if you like the content. Today we're going to be reacting to Mr. Maher. Bill Maher goes to Washington. His reaction to what he thinks about his visit to the White House, meeting Donald Trump, and his outlook. Let's take a look at what he has to say. I kind of did already see some of this video. So yeah, let's check it out.
And now for what I know you've all been waiting for. I'd like to give you my book report on my visit to the White House. Okay, as you know, 12 days ago I had dinner with President Trump, a dinner that was set up by my friend Kid Rock, because we share a belief that there's got to be something better than hurling insults from 3,000 miles away. And let me first say that to all the people who treated this like it was some kind of summit meeting, you're ridiculous. Like I was going to sign a treaty or something. I have no power. I'm a fucking comedian, and he's the most powerful leader in the world. I'm not the leader of anything, except maybe a contingent of centrist-minded people who think there's got to be a better way of running this country than hating each other every minute. So, thank you. Okay, so meet up in person. Maybe it'll be different. Spoiler alert, it was. First good sign, before I left for the Capitol, I had my staff collect and print out this list of almost 60 different insulting epithets that the president has said about me. Things like stupid, dummy, lowlife dummy, sleazebag, sick, sad, stone cold crazy. Really a dumb guy, fired like a dog, his show is dead. 60. I brought this to the White House because I wanted him to sign it, which he did.
Classic.
Which he did with good humor. And I know as I say that, millions of liberal sphincters just tightened. Oh my God, Bill, are you going to say something nice about him? What I'm going to do is report exactly what happened. You decide what you think about it. And if that's not enough pure Trump hate for you, I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
And that's exactly the way it's always should have been with everybody. You can't judge somebody you don't really know. A lot of people are saying all these things about Trump and Elon or whoever. I mean, I could say the same thing about Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom, Joe Biden. But when you're on the world stage or you're behind a camera that's showing to the American people and the world, and you're talking like you're missing half a brain and you're not getting you're not answering questions or getting solutions done for the American people, it becomes a problem. Then you get judged harshly. That makes you wonder, what are you doing behind closed doors? Are you doing something you're not supposed to? Are you doing some corrupted things? Are you taking money from underneath the table from somebody else or the American people? I mean, you start having those kind of questions with those type of people. But when you have someone like Trump who has said what he was going to do, gets elected, goes out and does what he said he was going to do, and now people are giving him flack, it's like, why? Why are you giving him flack? He's kept his promises. He's kept what he said he was going to do from day one. And Bill Maher here, he's definitely has opened his mind about who Trump really is as a person, not just as the president.
So, no, I didn't go MAGA. And to the president's credit, there was no pressure to. After we left the Oval Office, he showed me the little room off the office, you know, the one where Clinton used to. Okay. The blowjob room. Okay. Well, not anymore. That's where they keep the merch now. It is. And he gave me a bunch of hats, but he didn't ask me to take a picture in one, which I appreciated. The guy I met is not the person who the night before the dinner shit-tweeted a bunch of nasty crap about how he thought this dinner was a bad idea and what a deranged asshole I was. I read it and thought, oh, what a lovely way to welcome someone to your house.
He didn't do it for you. He did it for Kid
But
Rock.
when I got there, that guy wasn't living there. Now, does Trump want respect? Of course. Who doesn't? My friend said to me, what are you going to wear to the White House? I said, I don't know, but I'm not going to dress like Zelensky, I'll tell you that. But, okay. Just for starters, he laughs. I'd never seen him laugh in public, but he does, including at himself. And it's not fake. Believe me, as a comedian of 40 years, I know a fake laugh when I hear it. And I thank you for them. No. But, okay, example. In the Oval Office, he was showing me the portraits of presidents, and he pointed to Reagan and said, in all seriousness, you know the best thing about him? His hair. I said, well, there was also that whole bringing down communism thing, waiting for the button next to the Diet Coke button to get pushed and I go through the trap door. But no, he laughed, he got it. I said to him at one point, Mr. President, you know the dog, that's unusual in the White House. He said, well, a lot of the presidents, they had a dog for political reasons. I said, no, people love dogs, that's what that is. Oh yeah. Okay, that's true. I'm telling you what happened. At one point, we were walking through it is an amazing tour of the whole house. And I don't remember exactly what we were talking about, but it must have been something with the 2020 election, because I know he used the word lost. And I distinctly remember saying, wow, I never thought I'd hear you say that. He didn't get mad. He's much more self-aware than he lets on in public. Look, I get it. It doesn't matter who he is at a private dinner with a comedian. It matters who he is on the world stage. I'm just taking as a positive that this person exists, because everything I've ever not liked about him was, I swear to God, absent, at least on this night with this guy. Bob, Kid Rock, told me the night before, he said, if you want to get a word in edgewise, you're going to have to cut him off. He'll just go on. Not at all. I've had so many conversations with prominent people who are much less connected. People who don't look you in the eye. People who don't really listen because they just want to get to their next thing. People whose response to things you say just doesn't track, like, what? None of that with him. And he mostly steered the conversation to, what do you think about this? I know. Your mind is blown. So's mine. There were so many moments when I hit him with a joke or contradicted something, and no problem. At dinner, he was asking me about the nuclear situation in Iran in a very genuine, hey, I think you're a smart guy, I want your opinion sort of way.
Wow.
And I said, well, obviously you're privy to things about it, I'm not, but for what it's worth, I thought the Obama deal was worth letting play out because we made Iran destroy 98% of the uranium and they were 15 years away from a bomb. And then I said to him, but we got rid of that. You got rid of that. He didn't get mad or call me a left-wing lunatic, he took it in. I told him I thought parts of his plan for Gaza were wacky, but that I had supported him in the idea that Gaza could be Dubai instead of hell. I told him he was wrong when he tweeted the night before that I was critical of all things Trump. Not true. Check the tapes. Moving Israel's embassy to Jerusalem, loved it. The border did need to be controlled. I'm glad the cops are getting their morale back. DEI had gone too far. Biological men shouldn't be playing women's sports. Europe should pay for their defense. And of course, it makes sense that Arab countries should take in Arab refugees, like the million Syrians who wound up in Germany when Saudi Arabia took none. He said to me, "You're right, they took none."
If you see the way the things that Bill Maher is saying here, he's not speaking as a far leftist. He's a leftist leaning more towards the center on certain issues, and those certain issues are kind of important throughout the entire country because it affects the society as a whole. And this is why it's important for him, and it's important for all Americans, and for him to understand that and see that going to the White House and making that connection is a great thing. And I honestly hope Trump invites more people that really doubt his agenda of what he's trying to do for this country. I really do. Another thing I've been wanting to say on this particular video is this reminds me of the Bill Burr video that I made. The Bill Burr video that I made last week had to do with the importance of, if you're going to be speaking about politics, you have the time and place. Well, it's the same case for Bill Maher. He's a comedian himself. He has his own show. He speaks on politics. He does his thing. I don't agree with a lot of the things he says, but I mean, he's a funny guy. It's worth listening to him and getting a perspective of where he's coming from. The same goes for Bill Burr. And I've already had people in my comments on the Bill Burr video saying that, oh, he's just a comedian. It doesn't matter what he says. He already clarified. That particular video had to do with the reporter asking to clarify statements that he's already made. Very simple. Well, if you already made a claim about something, or you already have a belief or an opinion on something, then it takes a few seconds just to repeat that and say, yeah, that's what I believe. Whatever you heard or misread, well, this is what I'm telling you. This is what it is. But the way he acted in that video that I posted for you guys was just ridiculous. It showed Bill Burr's true colors, and there's people out there that believe that his wife, being a far leftist, may have something to do with it. Regardless of the case, the point I was trying to make with that video is that people like Bill Burr and shit, all these people named Bill. I just noticed that. Goddamn. Okay, so Bill Burr and Bill Maher are basically in the same boat of what I'm speaking about. If you're gonna speak on some political stuff, cool, you have your opinion. But when it comes to the point where you want to get serious and you're at the White House speaking to the President of the United States, and now he's asking you, oh, what's your opinion on this? Now you're on the spotlight because you said all this shit on your show and on different interviews. He's like to hear what you're going to have to say. And that is something the American people that follow these specific individuals like Bill Burr being stand-up comedian or Bill Maher on his show, it's the same thing. At least Bill Maher had the balls, unlike Bill Burr, to actually admit what happened. And from the get-go, he was like, I don't care what all you left lunatics say, if you think I'm praising Trump or if I sound like I'm MAGA. I'm telling you what happened. And everything he's been saying so far is exactly what the left doesn't want to hear. The truth. It sucks to be them.
I said, well, you should remind your boyfriend in Saudi Arabia that the next time you see him. He laughed. I never felt I had to walk on eggshells around him. And honestly, I voted for Clinton and Obama, but I would never feel comfortable talking to them the way I was able to talk with Donald Trump. That's just how it went down. Make of it what you will. Me, I feel it's emblematic of why the Democrats are so unpopular these days. He was even okay when I checked him on the orangutan lawsuit.
That was crazy.
It was.
That's crazy.
I know. He said to Dana White, you know, Bill said my father was an orangutan, and I really love my father. And I said, well, Mr. President, I did that because I didn't like what you were doing regarding Obama's birth origins. I thought that was low. Again, no anger, just a little smile as if to say, yeah, I get it. The most surreal part of the whole night was when I got home. I flew back right after the dinner, and I'm in bed watching 60 Minutes from the night before. And there's Trump in one of their stories, standing at a podium in a room that looked to me like one of the rooms and places we'd just been in. And he's ranting, disgusting, you're a terrible person. And I'm like, who's that guy? What happened to Glinda the Good Witch? And why can't we get the guy I met to be the public guy? And I'm not saying it's our responsibility to do that. It's not. I'm just reporting exactly what I saw over 2.5 hours. I went into the mine, and that's what's down there. A crazy person doesn't live in the White House. A person who plays a crazy person on TV a lot lives there, which I know is fucked up. It's just not as fucked up as I thought it was. And I have no illusions now that I'm back to work at my job that he might start a new list.
He's pretty funny. I still listen to him. I mean, I've seen quite a few of his episodes actually when he brings on different people. I remember him and Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro has been on his show a few times, I believe, actually. I think Jordan Peterson was on his show. I've seen some clips of that. It all depends how you're going to take it. Someone like Bill Maher, he gets it. He understands. He knows. He understands. You know, he's a comedian. He admits who he is. And to take the invitation and say, yeah, you know, I'll go to the White House. I mean, you would have to be stupid as hell to turn down an invitation from the President of the United States, whoever it may be. If Joe Biden, if Kamala Harris was in the freaking White House and I got an invitation to go to the White House to go meet her or him, I'm taking it. Doesn't mean I support them. Doesn't mean I agree with them or their views. Let me know what you guys think about this. I'd really like to hear some of your guys' point of views on Bill Maher. Do you guys still have your same views on him? Did you guys like his visit to the White House? You agree with it? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Till next time. Peace out, everybody.